Hello, hello, it is Creature, and welcome back to another double review. Or what would have been a proper double review where we look at two games with similar mechanics and decide which one is better. However, I was wonderfully deceived by these two games, Tavern Tycoon and Epic Tavern, because they are not that similar. I thought they would be more or less the same game. I was wrong. So, let's get into it. Also, for the sake of continuity, I named both taverns in both games the Drunken Piss Ant, or the Drunken Ant for short. I don't know why, just go with it. Tavern Tycoon. Some of you may know this game from DF or Dangerously Funny, where he overcharges prices on the bathroom.
Free to use. Oh, this is going to be such a gold mine, I can't wait. Alright, good news and bad news. The bad news is there is a limit for how much we can charge for the restroom. The good news is it is 300 gold.
From the get-go, I felt this game was gonna be sort of a meme given the nature of its deep-fried desktop icon. However, it was not. It's just that. It's a tycoon tavern game. It's fairly simple. You have to complete multiple stages, and to complete those you need to earn a certain amount of reputation. You gain reputation by either having your patrons have a positive view of your shop, or you get a good review for your health and safety inspection. To me, it seems very obvious that there's some kind of bribery going on here, as he will request your permission to inspect the health and safety of your establishment to see if it is up to code. This gives you ample time to clean up all the vomit, blood, and cum from your premises in order to get a favorable review. Or you could do none of that and just let him in, because either way, he does not give a shit. After you reach a certain amount of reputation, you can either continue playing as your tavern, or you can move to another one where you're given a different layout that you must contend with, as it appears there's no cheap labor force waiting to add extensions to your tavern. Or you can buy down broken, abandoned, puke-covered shacks where you kick out all the little orphan children that were living there, gentrify the area, raise local prices on housing, and then build what was once these people's houses into a gym/magical study. This allows the knights who visit to get on their swole, and the mages who get it to get that brain swole. The main challenge in this game is setting up zones for your tavern so that you are able to maximize your profits. These zones can be anything from administrative offices, kitchens, gyms, studies, bathhouses, and megamarts. However, I lost interest in this game around level 2, as apparently in this world it is imperative to have ample study rooms and gym equipment available in your bar, because everyone knows the best thing to do after slamming back 10 beers is to work out or attempt to break the secrets of the universe and become enlightened enough to the point of levitation. The lack of space made it almost impossible for me to proceed, and I quickly lost interest. I will say, you get what you pay for, and you don't pay for much, and I found it boring. So, in the words of Reggie,
if it's not fun, why bother?
Side note, the game uses the same stock music that I use in my Mordhau videos. So yeah, bet you're not going to be able to unhear that one, huh? Anyway, Epic Tavern. I was genuinely surprised by this game. It's pretty good, and there's actually a story. Your parents are part of a legendary adventuring group that sacrificed itself in order to close a gateway to hell, leaving you at the tavern. When does this come back up? I do not know. I've been using the adventures that I get in my tavern to steal trade secrets of other taverns, fix up mine, gain shipments of less than legal moonshine, and all for free. We pay an exposure. This game has honestly a lot to it, and I have yet to see anybody really talk about it, so I'm going to take up the mantle. The game can be broken up into two parts. One, where you actually have a tavern and make money and you interact with your customers, and two, where you send your adventurers out to attempt to do a whole bunch of quests all around the world. You start every day in the tavern, where you can buy food and drinks for your patrons, level up your people, equip them, manage your tavern attachments. These grant passive buffs like more storage space, increased recovery time, and accept quests. More on those later. Once you open the doors, you have 10 AP or action points to do a variety of things. These things can be Serving drinks, which makes you money, serving food, which also makes you money, greeting new patrons, which increases the amount of potential recruits you can take on, recruiting new adventurers, listening to the patrons' drunk ramblings, and, while health and safety may have been a glancing concern in Tavern Tycoon, in Epic Tavern, no such thing exists. You are completely able to serve your patrons moonshine unfit for human consumption, and barbecued rats. In fact, there is an entire quest line dedicated to unlocking barbecued rats for your tavern. In fact, it's actually a pretty good source of income. But anyway, I think the fact that no one even bats an eye that they're eating rat is absolutely hilarious. Why, yes sir, we do have some grilled rat on the stove. Grunder over here just killed them last week. What was that? The meat's a little dry? Please, wash it down with some of our hellberry moonshine. Where do we get all of it, you ask? Well, you just let me worry about that, and you just worry about the collapsing roof that I've put off for the last 3 years. After you've wasted all of your AP, you can then complete the day and send your adventurers out on random quests in the second part of the game, but we'll be getting to that shortly. And I will say, there is a lot of detail put into this game. For instance, you can see how many dishes or drinks a person has had, and you can even make people pass the fuck out for being completely hammered. It's actually beautiful. When I first saw this happen, a dwarf had been asking for drinks and drinks and drinks all day, and then eventually passed out from over-intoxication. My heart fluttered. I knew it had to be done. As of now, I've only gotten 4 people passed out in one day. I'm proud of that fact, but I still think I can get more. If you're maybe thinking to yourself,
Creature, how can you make people pass out drunk every day with only 10 actions?
my answer to that is combo chains. That was Urso, and don't worry about him. He's in the bunker. He's safe. Anyway, if you serve patrons something they like, it will trigger a chain reaction where you can serve multiple items in quick succession, allowing for maximum alcohol poisoning. If you are able to properly get a maximum service, you gain reputation, which is your tavern's experience. With a higher level, you'll be able to have longer combos, more adventurers, and more storage for food. But you need to get a full maximum service in order to gain the reputation. And this brings me to my next topic, RNGesus, and he does not look down fondly upon the tavern trade. I swear, I've lost more 80% rolls in this game than I thought feasibly possible. This shit puts XCOM to shame, and I love XCOM, and I understand that there's a little bit of BS that comes with dice rolls, but holy shit, if your chances are sub 80, you might as well call it 5%, because it's the exact same, and I love it. You never feel as if you're gonna have a boring time. You'll get frustrated, but never bored. Segue. The second part of this game is almost entirely text-based, with roles for either random encounters or the quest objective. Quests, for the most part, do not pay out money, but instead, they are the main income of your reputation, which stated prior, you need to level up. At first, you don't have enough adventurers to do more than one mission at a time, but as you level up, you'll have the ability to have 3, maybe 4 different quests going at the exact same time. Doing more quests will give you more facilities and more food to serve, allowing you to get more money, allowing you to field more quests, gaining you more reputation, and the cycle continues. What's the end point of this? I have no fucking clue, but the random encounters can be funny and will give you a solid bit of reading material. And hey, if you can read, more power to you. But be careful, as RNGesus does not give a single fuck about your party comp. You may have a team of silver-tongued bastards going and doing a speech mission and then fail every single roll. This leads me to another point. Epic Tavern has disaster rolls, or critical failures. Mechanic that I have not seen since the last time I played D&D with a guy who had a solid 200 pounds on an elephant, more filled jars on a sperm bank, and a vendetta against half-elves. And yes, I said pounds. On this channel, we use God's system of measurement. You can stick with your little system that's easily divisible by 10, or a kilometer is 1,000 meters, and even says that in the name, kilo meaning 1,000. Well, my system is for smart people who can remember things. 1 mile is 5,280 feet, or 1,760 yards. Just 16 yards away from 1776. Checkmate, you fucking communists. God bless America. Anyway, Speaking of characters, this game's got a lot of them, and you're going to need a lot of them because there's permadeath. And most of your characters will have very different skills. You'll be hard-pressed to find any kind of character who's okay at everything, but you're going to find characters who are really good at one thing but are trash at everything else. All the characters, from what I can tell, are randomly generated, thus adding a little chance to who you may want to employ, or you can even get special characters after passing certain random encounters where you gotta help people out. After you help them out, you can tell them to come to your tavern where they will meet you and be available for hire. Characters in your tavern will become regulars once you get their friendship up, or as I call it, brand loyalty. They will then have a higher chance of showing up in your tavern day after day, where they will take up space and making it easier to get a maximum service combo. You can also boost certain stats with trinkets you get from missions or random encounters, which you can then equip on your people. However, you will start with nothing. At first, you'll travel short distances or not at all, as your very first mission is to exterminate the rats in your cellar. And then soon you'll be traveling hundreds of miles to check out the new version of cheesy bread the dwarves came up with in order to steal it in a fit of corporate espionage, undercut them, and drive them out of business. Your party composition at first won't be too important, as you'll only have access to 1 or 2 or 3 sub-IQ adventurers who heard that the place is pretty good, and given the drink discounts, the risk was worth it. Thing is, there was never any drink discounts. However, in a couple of hours, you'll have a roster of 7 to 10 sub-IQ adventurers who also heard that there was a solid discount, and you'll have each one of them spec'd into a specific role, and this is very important as to not fucking die, because RNGesus is an unforgiving, bloodthirsty god. He may give you good luck, or he may give you bullshit, but respect him, and he will give you his blessing. Tempt him, however, and he will be swift and vengeful. How dare you go on a 2-day quest with no dedicated fighter or survivalist? Enjoy the next 5 survival rolls and 3 combat rolls, and let this be a lesson to you young ones. Do not test RNGesus, because the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Epic Tavern is a good game, and I like it. It's also a severely underrated game. I had to figure out everything that wasn't explicitly told to me. It took me so damn long to figure out where all the items I got during missions were. Turns out that you just had to go on the equipped menu. But anyway, this game is so fucking unknown. I mean, the wiki only has 2 goddamn pages, and the only people who play it on YouTube are the devs, some guy named WeHouse Games, and Eos Peroros, I'm probably not even saying that correctly, who just upload unedited hours-long content. There's some fucking quality behind this game, and I'm having a blast with it. It's a good game. Even if it is still in early access, there's obviously a lot of stuff that they have planned for the game in the future, and I hope to see it flourish. Unlike another game. Final conclusion. Tavern Tycoon is not bad, it's not good, it's just unpolished and extremely generic. There are hundreds on hundreds of games just like it on Steam, and it doesn't really stand out at all other than the jank. And to the people who can extract content out of it, I salute you. Tavern Tycoon, 5 out of 10. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just kinda there. Epic Tavern, on the other hand, is really unique in a good way. It's fun, lighthearted, it combines the restaurant management sim with a D&D fantasy game. It really stands out once you play it. I feel like a big problem with this game is not the gameplay, or like the game itself, it's the art and the name. It looks like some shit you'd see on the App Store for free with that little star in-game purchases thing on it, which it's not. The first appearance is everything, and if it wasn't just my birthday, Steam Summer Sale, and I had just gotten my payday, I would have completely overlooked this game. I only found it because in truth I typed in Tavern into Steam to see what would come up. Maybe real Jesus was looking down from on high and gave me this absolute diamond in the rough. Epic Tavern is a solid 7 out of 10, more towards a 8 than a 6. It'll probably be closer to a 9 on release. Epic Tavern wins this one. That's it. See y'all in the next one. Peace.